Welcome back. This is Jaime Hannans, and I am Assistant Professor in Nursing. This is the third video talking about lesson plans. So we talked about what lesson plans are. We talked about different reasons for using lesson plans. And now I want to give you some examples of what I've done in different courses with lesson plans, along with touching on how does this connect to student learning. So as we know, students can be overwhelmed, they can get stressed. I think organizing materials this way is really helpful. As I said in video 2, students have reported feeling much more organized and knowing where to look for content. So I went back to the first course that I kind of showed you in video 1 and 2. This course is a lab course, as I indicated before, and their time spent on campus in class is generally in the lab. So these are the resources that they're really looking at week by week to prepare to come to lab, ready to go, ready to do hands-on. Whether it may be a practice quiz, a video. Sometimes there's loaded Panopto videos from other lecturers that I've had come visit, or my own lectures loaded if we want to really maximize that classroom time. So you can see there's a number of different resources loaded into the lesson plan. In another course, in our RN to BSN program, this course material is condensed down to 6 weeks. And so it's tough to keep students up to date with things without students getting lost along the way with what they need to do week to week. So this content area, very similar again, it's a lab and blended course. So a lot of the prep time is outside rather than in class. And then they come to class and do active learning, discussions, hands-on simulations. And so it's been very beneficial to maximize our lab time, and students have been very positive about it, like I've said. Just to give you a different idea, this is another course that I've newly used lesson plans in. This is a lecture course, and I decided for the same reasons of organization, keeping students up to date with what they need to do without having to refer back to a lengthy syllabus, and looking at ways that we can make students really aware of what are the objectives of the course, what are we expecting them to do, what is this lesson plan or this content area, what is the goal or the outcome for them to meet by the end if they want to learn the material and be prepared. So what I did for this content is, instead of breaking it up in weeks, you can see that I've broken it up into content areas. So in the first couple of weeks we talked about medication administration and perioperative care. And then in the next couple classes, we talked about the endocrine system. And most recently, we had gone over cardiac. For this course, in this lesson plan, I decided to add an additional section than what I had previously used. And in the description, I kind of used it as a cue to tell students, look, in your reading, this is what we're going to cover. This is what we're going to discuss in class. So these are really terms you should be familiar with and you should be looking at in your reading: hypertension, heart failure, coronary artery disease, and some broad kind of content areas for this couple classes of discussion. And then I did refer back to the course objectives. I decided for each content area that I would make sure that the students were really aware, how does this relate to what the course objectives are? Where is this content being met? And what are the objectives to meeting that content area? So I decided to take the objectives directly from the course description and syllabus and put it here to remind them these are the things that we're looking for. We need to be able to describe common health deviations and potential stress and stress reactions, identify commonly prescribed nursing interventions specific to cardiac, look at principles of nursing care, and again, highlighting specific to cardiac, so that as they prepare, they realize, okay, this is where I'm meeting the objective of this course. And then they have a short to-do list, because I think that, again, really is helpful in saying, okay, did you meet all the things you're supposed to meet for this week? Did we get the reading done? Did you do a little review? And then they have their resources. So we had some discussions in class for PowerPoints that were loaded, and then we had some other videos and resources in case they needed to refer back or review their pathophysiology. And that seems to have worked really well. Again, the students The number one comment is, I really like how well organized the course is. I really like how you're using Blackboard. So just some ideas that might spring some new thoughts for how you might be able to use lesson plans in your course, or how it might benefit you and your students to organize and match up objectives back to tasks in their assignments, or make sure the students see where they are meeting those objectives within these different activities. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions or anything I can help you with, or questions about what I did, or want to bounce some ideas off, please feel free to contact me by phone or email. Thanks again.